Hello YouTubers, Mercy Watts once again here. But I finished up this build right here. It's not so big, very expensive build for my taste. Uh, really nice quality build though, made by Nivxe. I think is the company that makes them, and also all the guts that were in the Ziggy industry case were transferred here because the heat dissipation of this case is a lot better than the other one, in my opinion. Anyways, I didn't want to RGB it, but the fan called for it, and the RGB header requires a 4-pin. This motherboard only is capable of having a couple of those, but they're 5-volt addressable 3-pin connecting capabilities. This guy requires 4-pin. So what I did, I ordered me something like this. It's just a controller. You can use it for pretty much anything. And then you can make your own pins right here, And what I did, I ordered me some fan pins, connectors with the pins. That's what I mean by saying, you can make your own connector. Okay. This is the first try. By the way, the other one looks better. I just didn't want to, doesn't have the tape. Tape was too thick to go in there. It requires just 12 volts. You can see that if you have it like this, it's gonna go there, but the pins are not gonna, unless you turn the pins around, then it'll go in there. But you gotta put the pins. So since I had the pins all weird, I had to just cross the wires, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, either way, if the pins do not correlate to the proper orientation, it's not gonna latch in there and get it. So if you do it, don't do my mistakes. Just put the pins on the right orientation to where it's gonna latch on this little guy, and then you'll be able to put it nice and straight like that. The power, of course, is a pin right next to it from this square right here. You got 3 pins right here. The first pin is ground, and the second pin is 12 volts, and that's what this guy needs. If you're technically savvy like that, you'll be able to get 12 volts coming out to power this guy controller to control the fan of this guy if you do it through your fan header. It's not going to do anything. You're following the electrical code when it comes to powering something like this. It's not a motor or anything like that. I mean, if you think about it, it's designed for motors. So, what, lights is somehow it's gonna make it all wig out. But yeah, this cooler wasn't meant for a CPU that is underneath here. This CPU is a 12. It's a 1700 LGA. This guy was a 2100 something LGA, and it's made by Corsair. This cooler is made by Corsair. It's an older cooler, hence that's why it does have the 12 volt, RGB. Like I said, I didn't want to RGB, but the fan called for it, and if it's there, I'm gonna do it. And believe it or not, a lot of people still ask me to RGB their systems. If I don't know, I thought it was dying down, but it's not. I mean, if it calls for it. But the motherboards, it's not that it's dying, it's just that they're converting it to, I don't know, those addressable they probably require less voltage, 5 volts. It still doesn't matter. All I want is to give whoever what they want. Okay, managed to get this knocked walls right here. I didn't want them because they were like that, but they're really nice. The quality, you know, this pricing on these things, man, they're crazy. I pay like almost 60 bucks for this 3 guys right here. They're like $15, $17 with shipping and handling and whatever, taxes and whatnot. All together they came out to 54 something with a wire and all that. It was like around 50 something. So yeah, so I had to use these grommet looking things right here. This reason why is because any normal screw for fan, somehow, I don't know, it starts scraping up the paint for this grooves right here, or whatever you want to call those grill thingies. And yeah, it's really bad. So I say metal shavings and computers don't mix. That's why I use this guy. You know, kind of blow everything out of there. Still, I took 2 intakes so it can cool this guy a little bit further more, you know, because he's the one doing the, I would say, the workload of everything, you know. This guy only turns really fast when the CPU is doing something that it requires, I don't know, whatever it requires for it to spin faster. Under load, I guess. This is not a cheap system. The motherboard is expensive. The CPU is expensive. This PSU is expensive. This GPU is expensive. The case is expensive. The RAM is expensive. The SSD is 4 terabytes, 990 Pro from, or 990 from Pro from Samsung. It's very expensive. You guys can look at I already had this system somewhere else, and there's another video about it, and you can see that it's very pricey. So this case by itself is like 320 some bucks, you know. I would say 330 if you really want to push it like that. It's $299 plus tax, so yeah, you do the math. The RAM is 64 gigs, so DDR5, and the like I said, the storage is 4 terabytes of Samsung 990, also 990 Pro. That's really nice. So CPU is I think it's a Intel 7 Ultra. You know, it's fully open. I'm not gonna overclock anything or anything like that. You know, it doesn't need it. And I do not like the quality of the wine in this thing when you're asking for more RPMs. The Noctua will always kind of make it sound like it's like, you know, like a hissing, beautiful sound that is calling for air. This guy is a little bit not so whiny, but you can tell the difference. But since he's a little bit bigger and he fit properly here, you know, I did it. I installed it. It's there. It's nice and stout. It's no problem. And this thing right here, I put these little risers right here, you know, so it can add flair or flavor to the case. Even though it does have these indentations where it's nice and flush like that, but you know, I just wanted, I have it all plugged in here so I can ignite it for you guys. And this with this and crimping tools, This is what I had to order. Oh my god, really? I don't know. Wait, I cannot believe this. So as for that, and this is for the fan, and this square thing, you just would connect like in the very first square right there. Once you have it all in there, you know, the first from the square is going to be your ground, and the second one is going to be your 12 volts. So yeah, all you gotta do is plug it in like that on the motherboard somewhere in the fan header, and you're done, you know. And as long as it has the right orientation right here, you can just put it like this. If not, and if you put it like that, then you're gonna have to cross the wire because the red will go the other side. Yeah, so just letting you guys know. Just be aware of that before you start crimping. Don't be like me. I'm an amateur crimper. What can I say? Well, anyways, I want to ignite this guy on so you can see that it does work. The RGB. So there it is. I mean, it worked. These guys did their job. This guy is doing his job. I programmed it so he can gradually, you know, it's the gradient color changing. You can program it to flicker, do all sorts of crazy stuff, but I don't like that. I just wanted to just, you know, just be like that. The fans here are spinning. They're spinning, yeah, no problem. I said 2 intakes, 1 outtake. The thermals in these things they were crazy with the Noctua. I did not like him, so that's why I opted for this guy. Also, this guy's right here. I mean, this guy, I don't know, this 460 made by Asus, NVIDIA. It's a 4060 overclocked by its own right, I guess. Everything is working fine. I haven't seen no smoke or nothing. I did everything correctly. Everything follows through real nice. The front of the PC, the top of the PC just houses one Type-C connector right there, and also it's a little bit, you know, I would say in there because of the fact that I had an issue with some of the it's recessed in there for that reason. Some of the screws that were holding it together were stripped or something happened to them. I don't know. Thing about it is that it wasn't doing its thing, and so I used some other risers, like motherboard risers, to hook it up in there, and it still works. Trust me, it works. This PSU came out of the Ziki. Is 450 watts. This thing calls for, I don't know if it calls for that or not, but I'm sure it calls for around that 400. But it's more than adequate, really. And if it does need something else, you know, you just want to make sure that these cables are short. If not, you're gonna have a massive amount of cables everywhere. This is why the Ziki lost its PSU, because of that. All this is beautifully lit. I'm gonna order me an RGB so I can put it down here and go all the way here and probably over here like that, and that will close out the deal. And then I'm gonna put the lid, which is right here, It's just gonna look like that. Okay. I mean, you can make it non-RGB and it still looks real nice. It's whatever you guys want. Okay, it's really whatever you guys want. It's not gonna kill you if you guys put RGB, and it's not gonna kill you if you guys don't RGB it. What you want is the performance. I play CyberPunk 2077 in mid-grade graphics with reflections on this thing were insane. They were in psycho mode, so for like, it looked really nice. For, I wouldn't say ultra realism, but it held its own. And I played it for 3 days straight, probably more. This thing was like even on night. Just letting you guys know that. So 24/7 for 3 days playing CyberPunk 2077, and it kept its thermals real nice. So yeah, my people, you guys are gonna be very happy with this build. You know, if you have any other thermals, it's because you have different specs. So don't expect the same as me, because I have different specs. I have this cooler and I have the case and all that. But you know, spec wise, I would say it's up to you if you guys want to follow it. It's up to you if you guys don't. You know, it's just whatever you want to do. But believe me, this is all you need for playing game. I did not build this for gaming. Just let's be honest here. This is a media PC for me. This channel is all about media PCs. Really, that's what it is. So if you come here for a gaming rig, I'm sorry, you're not gonna find it. But I also make videos like this so that you guys can understand that you can game in these PCs if you so desire. You know, and I'm trying my darnest to make certain that you guys have the right specs for this little, you know, mini ITX builds, small form factor PCs, so that you guys can, you know, enjoy something like this, and it look very beautiful in your desks or your TVs, wherever you guys have them, you know. And I think this RGB will add flavor to all this other stuff that you got going on your house. And even if you don't have anything, this will give you some ambient lighting or something, you know. You don't like it, you can just turn it the other way around. It'll be like a glow on the wall and look really nice. What I'm saying is, for being a media PC, this thing sure has done its work on CyberPunk 2077 on I would say mid to high playing capabilities. We're talking about, I was getting FPS around 40 to 60. If you want more, then you can tweak down the settings and you can get up to 100. You know, just make certain that you're not gonna see the great details that you see as I was playing it. You know, you're gonna have to bring down a lot of the quality. I mean, and then you can, oh really, do you want to do that, or do you want to play real nice and still looks real nice? Because really at 30-40 frames per second, that's still playable and still looks nice. Yeah, you have a few dips here and there, but I mean, I'm sure that it's not going to be noticeable, and if it is, it's because you've been playing for too long and you need to shut it down. But that's when I noticed the dips, when this thing was on for like 3 days. Like I said, I mean, I noticed a couple of dips here and there, but I'm talking about is still playing at its quality like this. You know, CyberPunk was looking really nice, reflective wise, everything, you know, graphically. It's not gonna be a gaming PC, my people. For that, we need to build something much bigger than this, and we need a bigger graphic card for that. That's if you guys want something like that. With money, you can do anything you want. Really. This will be for your bedroom. The big gaming PC will be for your big old screen that you have 120 inch, whatever you got going on in there. Or one of those, I would say projectors, whatever you want. But this, my friends, I would say this is, I don't know, it's a sweet spot. That's all I'm saying. This is the sweet spot of the whole thing. So I can't get this thing to open unless I do this. Okay, there you go. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Mercy Watts, always bringing you something that you can tinker with, fiddle faddle with, have fun with it. And I hope this video has helped you guys put something like this together, or different specs, but still nonetheless, in this case, that is a well-built case in my opinion. And I know it's a little bit pricey, but I'm sure it's well worth it. And also, you providing service to whoever designed it, and that guy or that company, you know, they did a good job in my opinion. So Nivxe, awesome job. Anyways, I had to buy it, so they're not paying me, so I'm not being an affiliated with them or anything. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just letting you know that I like the case. So this is my money. I can say bad things if I want to, but I can't. That would be a sin. So there you go, my friends. Enjoy. Mercy Watt out. Keep positive and keep building. Show your builds around so people can learn from you guys. Enjoy this build. And look at that. It's not even that big. See? It's awesome. Take care. Bye.